Hello, everyone. Uh, Alongside me today is, of course, Derek, and I'm Lumen. We have a huge game today. Are you excited, Derek?
Oh yeah, been ready for this one.
It is the moment that we've been waiting for all season. We knew a couple of weeks ago that this game would feature Dave, GRAEY, and MIKECHIKE. And uh, this is a huge comeback story at the end of the season here. CATCHYSLIM has made it into the final.
Yep, rookie of the season, rookie of the year for season 3, made it all the way to the final. So exciting for him against these pros, I would say.
Yeah,
Season pros anyway.
right. And we also see in the awards section that CATCHYSLIM's also the winner of Super Farm Team. We talked a bit about that last time.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. I looked more into that after last cast, and it was a constable game, which of course adds points to everyone. So that's probably partly to blame for
Okay.
that.
Okay. Yeah. Then I guess the obvious place to start with the context of this game is if we just look at the standings here. And, I just have to say it, Derek. I don't want to disparage any of these players, but two of the scores are not like the others.
Yep. Dave and Gray are runaway winners this season. Uh, doesn't always work out that way, but this time it did. They both had 5 or 6 wins. It looks like 6 wins for each of them at least, and Dave had 8. So that's pretty huge
Right.
on stretching out the goal. But it comes down to a one-game final. So in one game, anything can happen.
Right. Anything can happen. And I mean, that's evidenced in the head to head standings because it looks like they all, when playing each other, have at least a win against someone else. Um,
Hmm.
Dave, having played, what is this? Dave's been in all three seasons?
Yeah, all three. Yep.
Right. So in the three seasons, he's amassed eight and a half relative wins against the three opponents here in the final. Mike on the opposite end of the spectrum there, 2.5 wins out of 11 relatively against these opponents. But though that's not a shutout, right? It's not 0 to 11. It's 2.5 to 8.5 for Mike. So even though the head to head indicates that Mike might be the underdog today, anything can happen, and in Agricola, anything will happen.
Sure. Yeah, Mike is the only one to get a win against Dave. Actually, Dave, at least this season, has been kind of the juggernaut of seasons. But Mike actually got him, and then tied with him another time. So yeah, he could definitely do it.
All right, yeah, that's exciting to see. Um, this time you also pulled some stats from overall play Agricola, which you hadn't pulled before. Uh, you pulled the overall play Agricola win percentage in the overall play Agricola games, and there's a glaring asterisk there under Dave's play Agricola games, for a
Ye-
couple reasons actually. Because I don't know when you pulled these stats, but I have to tell you they're already outdated. Dave's at
yeah,
1207 or something.
right. Yeah, it was just this weekend I pulled him, but he's already played a bunch more games, so little out of date there.
Yeah, and the asterisk actually is referring to Dave's other accounts. Dave's original account ended at exactly 3,004 player games, and I know
Wow.
of at least two alt accounts of his that have, a few hundred games each. So Dave's real count is at least 5,000, and I mean, who
Wow.
knows? There might be more alt accounts out there.
Yeah, so he's been crushing for a while. In other words.
Right, right. Um, Mike and Catchy both in the 20 to 30% range, and GRAEY with also a huge win percent, 55.
Yeah, I was kind of trying to do the math. If Dave and Gray both win over 50% of their games, I think that means that Mike and Ketchy have no chance, right? That's over 100%. So
Right. If Dave and GRAEY at more than 100, how can anyone else have a
I think
chance here?
that's how it works. Yeah.
Hashtag math moment. So
Yeah, but honestly, any of them could win. I mean, they're all strong players. I think Dave, especially the way this season's been, is it's been a juggernaut, like I said. But yeah, comes down to one game and cards matter and all that. So it could anyone's game, I would say.
Right. I have an answer for this, I think, and not to put you on the spot, because we all call these we all respect these players quite a bit, and they're all very skilled, even though their win percentages aren't the same. I think their skills run a lot closer than their win percentages suggest. Who do you think, if you had to make the call right now, is going to win this game?
I I have to say Dave. I mean, the way this
I
season's been going,
also I also picked Dave.
and I mean, it's tough to think of GRAEY not being the favorite in any game, but Dave has gotten the best of them in their small sample size. Dave can have really abstract game plans, like a little bit wild, and yeah, he's just so strong. He has to be the favorite, but not overwhelmingly, I would say, but definitely the favorite.
Yeah, we see a couple comments in chat. Hello, Fofo and Kimball on Team GRAEY here. Turambar on Team Mike. Marushka saying Team Lumen and Derek. That's very nice of you, Marushka. But we're not playing today.
Yeah,
I've just
I
seen
think
Dave do so well in tournament finals and in games against really, really high level competition, and I'm not sure I've seen quite that consistency from the other players. But I've also not seen
right.
every game, so.
No, did you tell me once Dave was in the actual Agricola World Championships they had in Germany?
Oh yeah,
Is that right?
he's the actual world champion from 2013.
Okay, yeah. So he knows revised and old sets and everything seems.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I don't know, what else should we be covering in this pregame show?
Well, we covered most of the awards and stuff last time. I could talk about Desert Sands if you want for just a minute before they get started.
Oh yeah. So for context, everyone, Blackjack Davy creates these really awesome mini sets of 24 cards to celebrate each season. Season 1, we had Harbor Town. Season 2 was the Great North, and Season 3, Blackjack Davy has released Desert Sands. So tell us a little bit about the Desert Sands.
Yeah. Well, obviously themed around the desert. Lots of cards with kind of deserty things happening. There's 12 Ox and 12 minor improvements. They're in a little collection called Desert Sands that you can add into your games. Just adds a little flavor in there. If you set the numbers right, they often don't appear a whole bunch of them in one game, which makes it not too crazy. But some fun little cards. I've had fun watching how people try to break different ones that are a little bit weird or take a particular setup to try to pull off. So I think it's a fun little set. Hopefully people enjoy it.
Yeah. I've definitely enjoyed it. I appreciate you letting me into the card design process a tiny bit. Your themes are always so fun to see.
Yeah, it's a fun little thing to add into the seasons, and I think the players that play like that. So, and I like doing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell the players to go ahead and create the game.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we don't need to dilly-dally too much here. It's very exciting to have this final, and I'm just looking forward to the game itself. I want another crazy stage 1 like we had in the semifinal, where we got a hunter.
Yeah, well, there's with Dave in the game, and GRAEY does some like not so straightforward stuff sometimes too. So yeah, definitely high potential for that.
Yeah.
And they'll probably start drafting, I imagine, as soon as they get in. I can let them know that's fine, right? You're ready on that end.
Yeah, I think I'll be ready as quick as I can be, probably like 20 seconds.
Okay.
All right, someone finally created the game. I think they all didn't want to.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried about that. I was like, who among them will do it?
So for those not watching on the site right now, Mike is the champion who created the game. Stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, without Kimball here, who's actually going to get this thing started? So kind of this came together pretty quick for as much trouble as we had like planning some games this season. These people are in 4 different time zones.
Yeah.
And pretty much within a week we had it rolling.
Yeah, the semifinals and finals, I'm glad to be a part of a quick organization process this season. I remember last season we were kind of up in the air for a few weeks scheduling the semifinal and final, but yeah, 2 weeks after the season's over, we're already at the final.
Yep. Yeah, we did. I like that all kinds of people can play in this thing, but when it's playing with people from different spots in the world, it does make it a little tough. But
is there talk of a season 4? I assume you want a bit of a break before organizing another one.
Yeah, probably won't start one real soon. Probably let a month or so go by. But if there's interest, yeah, just put a poll up today, and I'll post on the site after this. And as long as we have at least 16 players that are interested, I'll definitely be up for running another one.
All right, awesome. And for those interested, you can find a link to the season's Discord server on the Play Agricola forums.
Yep.
All right, it looks like
or you can just shoot me a message as well if you...
Yeah, shoot Blackjack Davey a message via Discord or Play Agricola. All right, all players are in the game. The game is not yet started. Working out the very fine details of the exact collection percentage.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I think it won't matter that much. It's 3.35, I think, is what they're...
Right. If card mixes are off by, what is that, 1/300th, then we accidentally might get one more G4, G5 card than anticipated or something like that. But you won't really notice because it's just a random pool to start with.
Yeah, and this is what in seasons we call format 2, which is I think the most common format played on this site, which is EIK and then GFW and some of G45 for folks that wanted to know what we're playing. So these are all pretty familiar card sets to these players anyway.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to tell them we're ready for the game. Please start and then wait for picking. And that waiting will just allow me to make sure everyone's hand is in the correct order and that we can see the draft accurately.
Okay. Yeah, this is always the fun, wild part when hands start popping up all over the screen. Thanks to Maruskak.
God Maruskak. Okay, let's see here. Bam. Load. And switch over here. And I have no clue if those are in the correct order. Please give me one moment. We have Mike, GRAEY, Dave, and Catchy.
We're seeing 3 hands.
Now there are 4, and I believe these are correct.
Okay. Okay, immediate impressions. What jumps off to you?
So Dave has a champion breeder and a hoarder and an animal breeder and a food critic and a cabbage lover. MIKECHIKE's got Stonehouse Builder, Animal Tamer's Apprentice. GRAEY has Shearer, Mountain Plowman. Catchy has Merchant Plowman, Reformer, Businesswoman, and Master Huntsman, is that?
Wow, lots of animal stuff, it seems.
We've got huge animal stuff. Rilo Kren, we do not have the Desert Sands pack included today. I think it would be fun if you threw these packs, these mini expansions into the finals, but I totally understand keeping the format a little more standardized.
Yeah, that's a fun idea. I'd probably have to run it by the players at the start of the season to make sure everyone would be okay with that. But yeah, it would be a fun... Seems like they would be into it. There's no way he gets animal breeder and champion breeder, right?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Catchy, I would expect, is just going to snap up the one that Dave doesn't pick here.
Sure.
Like, even if you have Master Huntsman, I don't think there's anything wrong taking Animal Breeder. It kind of reduces pressure on the cooking hearth that both of them really want.
Gray takes Shearer, so all three kind of animal-y picks first.
Yeah.
Huntsman, Shearer, and Animal Breeder.
Well, Catchy hasn't committed it, looks like. But...
Right. Is Mike's pack obvious what the pick is here?
No, Mike got a little boned here. I would probably pick Politician or Stonehouse Builder. I mean, could you possibly angle for some Stonehouse Builder Animal Tamer's Apprentice shenanigans? That pack is pretty weak, though. It's really unclear what he's going to wheel.
Yeah. You never try for Manufacturer Will Artisan? A combo, you know? Oh, yeah. So Catchy did snap the champion breeder. That makes sense. Yeah.
Right.
So does that mean Mike will get the Cabbage Lover, I guess, out of that?
Yeah, the Cabbage Lover is decent enough out of that pack. Dave took, I don't actually know what that is, Diligent Farmer, probably?
I think it is Diligent Farmer, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, Diligent Farmer is pretty fun with an animal breeder. Turambar saying that he prefers Champion Breeder, and I agree it's close and not super clear. Holy cow! Look at what Catchy has done.
Oh, what is it? Swan? What card is that?
That's the Shepherd. That's the, if you have 4 sheep, you can breed 2.
Oh, with Champion Breeder! What?
Oh my god. It does work with Champion Breeder, as everyone has noted, along with Livestock Keepers, the better version of that. But wow, a 3rd pick Shepherd.
The first time I played that card on the site, Kimball was like an actual Shepherd. And I didn't have a combo for it.
And Kimball's back in the chat.
Shearer, though.
Kimball's back in the chat here saying he's run this combo before and it sucks. Yeah, I imagine the capacity is an issue because you need to have capacity for 6 sheep and then breed a different type of thing. So, like, the minimum fences is like 10 or something.
Yeah, he's going to be looking for some sort of help with that, I would say. Mike first picked Animal Tamer's Apprentice.
I think that's reasonable. Animal Tamer's Apprentice has huge upside in some situations. He's not going to find good support for it in this draft. This draft is just, like, again, really not great for Mike here. But Animal Tamer's Apprentice, perhaps trying to hope for Stonehouse Builder or Politician on the wheel, try to have a bunch of empty Clarestone rooms that can pay off. But it doesn't seem like the draft has enough support for Stonehouse stuff here.
Right.
Yeah, and Mike doesn't know it, but he's going to get totally busted up with no chance at a hearth here, in my opinion, because of Dave and Catchy's animal cards.
Yeah. Gray might try to get the fireplace to get some shearer going with a early sheep grab, depending on how they flip, I guess.
Dave is picking the Stonehouse Builder out of Mike's opening pack over Politician. I guess that's reasonable enough.
Yeah. So this that is Cabbage Lover, right?
Yeah.
All the way to Mike. And did I see Schnapps Distiller in the draft? Yeah. I wonder if somebody
there is. Those. You can indeed combo those.
Yeah, I love coming up with bad combos.
Gray, second pick Manufacturer and gets rewarded with Clay Starter.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
And
boy, if he got that Stonehouse Builder.
Yeah, and I mean, Gray could get a 7th pick Clay Mixer here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. And a 6th pick Artisan as well.
Yeah. Just keep pounding that Artisan, Derek. One day it'll pay off.
Or Glassblower, I guess, would be fine too, maybe.
Yeah, Glassblower, a better version of Artisan.
So Mike goes the Merchant Plowman. Okay. Oh, that's going to be tough too with manufactured.
Yeah.
I guess joinery is the least likely to get snapped up early, but
Mm-hmm. But I think
great
if Gray
offense.
wants joinery, he'll be able to get it. Though I do think Mike is going to likely end up with joinery because with manufacturer, you usually assume joinery is the least wanted, and Gray did not see this merchant plowman. So I think it's not necessarily death to the joinery.
Uh-huh.
Marushka saying clay starter will help Gray steal it first. That's still possible. True.
Yeah. Ooh, the heiress by Mike. That might means he gets 5 rooms. Animal Tamers does a little work, maybe.
That could be fun. Does Stone House Builder combo with Eris? I think it does. Stone
Hmm.
House Builder is not going to wheel, of course, because Dave took it. But Mike could be dreaming here.
Yep.
I mean, with Mike's opening pack, you do just need to kind of like pray and hope that something works out because it's not
Mountain
looking good
Plowman
right
with this
now.
Merchant Plowman and Mountain Plowman might be a thing.
True, they have the same word in it, and there was the normal plowman here too, so Mike could end up with 3 plowmans,
Oh, that's right. Yep.
be the thematic champion of this game.
Hard to see
Great.
exactly the cabbage lover fits in here, but I guess just mid game, like a couple
Yeah, Gray
points.
snapped it too. Um, I think Gray might be angling for that 7th pick Clay Mixer at this point. I think Clay Mixer actually works in Gray's hand here.
Yeah, I could see it. Build your first room in clay. You think with this line?
Yeah, yeah, with Clay Mixer, and then
Oh,
that
for
helps you
sure.
get
Start.
cabbages later. Dave has some pretty strong cards here, getting a businesswoman and now a hoarder. I'm a big fan of businesswoman personally. The power stats I learned it as might be a bit outdated now, and it might be weaker than I think it is. But businesswoman with animal breeder is really great, and Dave doesn't know that Catchy had this 1st pick Master Huntsman. If businesswoman went back around to Master Huntsman, that would have been amazing. But now
Mm.
Catchy is going to have a bit of a harder time getting that hearth now, perhaps. Because now
Look
with
at Mike.
Businesswoman, you don't care when Major flips.
Sure. Right. Right. Look at Mike with the old gym trainer. Been doing lifting some weights, pumping iron here.
Yeah.
He's decided with Eris and 5 rooms, he just needs a little extra.
I mean, the wood is good for Merchant Plowman.
Oh, good point by Kimball. Reformer
Ooh,
could be a thing
yes.
here for catching.
Yeah, Reformer works well for this. I mean, Catchy could be breeding 3 animals by like stage 2 here. We could see a 10-point champion breeder.
Wow.
In order to do that, he'll have to like ignore all the normal things in a game. So
Uh huh.
sir, the we have yet to see how effective that might be if he goes for it.
Yeah, it does. It does make you wonder what his opening sort of looks like to set this up.
Mm-hmm. Kimball saying he thinks Catchy has the strongest potential here. There's some fun stuff, but I don't see it being as good as Businesswoman Animal Breeder, nor do I see it being as good as what Gray's coming up with here. It is the Clay Mixer 7th, totally
Okay.
snap pick. Gray also opening a prized squash and a
Ooh,
strawberry
okay.
patch and raspberries and cookies. That's some crazy miners action. And don't look now, but we have a rock pyramid in the draft with Stonehouse Builder and
Oh
Eris.
no. Oh no.
There might be some rock pyramids being built here.
Ooh. Yeah,
Dave's
it sure seems.
opening miners, rope fences, spare fence posts, bonfire, a holiday house. Mike opens a camembert, a shared wall, a hay rake. Is that a wishing fountain, an iron oven? Catchy Slim opening a stone chimney. Is that a Sunday school, perhaps? Clay
Hmm.
path.
So, other than kind of prize squash being a plow enabler, I don't see any plows in this draft. I guess rock pyramid technically
Yeah, how dare
falls
you
under
diss the rock pyramid? There's a hay rake. There's also an acreage in Gray's 1st pack. Gray, of course, going with prize squash here. and hoping to find some more veg support, I would assume.
Oh, that's not even the card I thought it was. I thought it was the one that lets you plow and you take the last one off of it. That's just the bonus one. So yeah.
Oh yeah,
Just
no,
an
it's not
awake.
Melon Patch. This is
Yeah.
Prize Squash.
Obviously.
So Mike is picking Shared Wall here. Not a big fan of that pick.
Huh.
I'm not sure how it plays out here, but
yeah, I don't exactly. Oh, Dave snapped the rock pyramid.
Dave snapped the rock pyramid and has petting zoo. Dave looking very good here. Simple fireplace in that miners pile is not bad at all for businesswoman. I would probably hope for rock pyramid to wheel, but you know that I get pretty aggressive with the wheels a lot more than most players, so that rock pyramid makes plenty of sense.
Catchy took the menagerie with his animal stuff. So
Menagerie is great. I love Menagerie. And then we'll see if it's rope fences or shepherd's crook.
Oh, there's a passing field. Okay, I bet that thing's gonna make the round.
Oh, passing fields in? Yeah, that'll definitely go around this game. I mean, Merchant Plowman looking a lot better here if Mike can get the joinery. Kimball pointing out Mike changed his pick from Shared Wall to Camembert. Okay. Yep.
Okay, that's a little bit more straightforward, I guess.
Rock Pyramid is Dave's second miners pack, Zach. If you would like to click on it and see more. Yeah, it is very compact here, admittedly, but you know, we're trying to fit a bunch of information on the screen, and I think this is already pretty great. Ooh, Gray has a peasant's boutique. I did not notice that, but of course we're looking at so many cards.
And for those keeping up with it at home, he did wheel the 6-pick artisan. So took it over Glassblower.
Amazing.
I would not be surprised. I would not be blown away if he plays it. I just.
It does look like a game where artisan could be 10 food.
Man, is this raspberries going to make it to Mike?
It just might. Catchy looks like he's taking it here. One thing I always look for is, well, depending on the ox. There aren't really that many ox for baking support this game, but the miners do have some decent support for it with the stone chimney and iron oven.
Ooh. I think Town Hall is going to make it to Gray, and that's going to be pretty good for him, I think.
I don't know if he picks it over Clay Path, though.
Oh, true.
He only has one look at this pack here. He picked Sunday School, I think, from the previous pack. I mean, Clay Path with Clay Mixer seems very obvious to me. Oh, no, Sunday School is the pick from that pack, so he does see that pack again. Okay.
7th pick Town Hall may not be bad, but it might just be too much.
I mean, I feel like Dave has to pick Town Hall if he's going for this rock pyramid stuff.
That's true, yeah.
Catchy has been drafting solid cards. Dave has been a little speculative, but it might pay off here. Dave actually might draft regular chimney here. Though Shared Wall could be fun too. What was that?
Bartering Hut might make it to Catchy as on the wheel to be a.
Ooh, Bartering Hut too. Wow, there are some like rarely used cards that might see the light of day this game. That's fun.
How big of a deal is it going to be when Sheep flips this game?
I think it's actually not even close to as much as importance as when Major flips.
True.
Where's that Simple Fireplace? That Simple Fireplace fell to Mike 4th because Catchy doesn't actually want Simple Fireplace. Catchy would rather let someone else take Simple Fireplace so he can take a regular one and get a boar from it. Gray has the Shepherd's Crook. It did not go around to Catchy.
And Dave did take the Town Hall, so that makes a lot of sense. If you're Dave here, what are you thinking of as far as when you try to get Animal Breeder online?
This looks to me like a stage 1 animal breeder. Like
Two breeding cows, stage one, kind of.
this actually looks like breeding cows in stage 1 to me.
Hmm.
I would maybe try for animal breeder businesswoman in the opening and Stonehouse Builder in the mid game. Try to be aggressive on stone and read stone food and read, and see if I can pull off a couple of rock pyramid rooms.
So spare fence post? Do you think that makes it for the first fences or comes later?
Probably later. Marushka saying he thinks Dave will rush Wishing Fountain. Yeah, Wishing Fountain with Stonehouse Builder. That actually makes a lot of sense too. You
True.
get the well, you pay another stone to return it, but then you buy stone and read every round for the rest of the game. Yeah, that sounds good too.
But that's hard to do and animal breeder, right? Probably couldn't do
Yeah,
both.
Animal Breeder can't be at the same time as that's happening, so Animal Breeder will have to be later. But it also can be later without too much issue.
I remember a time when I first learned animal breeder, people said you have to try to get breeding cows by stage one, and that's just the line. But it seems like there's lots of variations you can play on it.
Right. I mean, I think that works really well in play groups that don't have as much experience and generally don't set up feeding engines as well. Uh, like I met a play group once where they ranked Fence Deliveryman as one of the highest cards, and
Huh.
like when you see play groups with that kind of evaluation, not to put us on a tangent here, but it really shows you what they're weak at, in my opinion. So the Fence Deliveryman group, nobody was doing tempo fences in the mid game. In this Animal Breeder Stage 1 group, they're probably not feeding very efficiently.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Um, let's see here.
Oh, there is a crowd. I missed that plow. It must have been at the right side of the hand. So Greg
Yeah.
got a crooked plow.
Okay, so we're not completely lacking plow support this game. It just kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It's not top tier plow support.
Uh-huh.
Unless of course you consider Rock Pyramid top tier plow support, and if you do, I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, sure.
Catchy does end up with Clay Path here. There's a lot of clay in this game, supposedly, from GRAEY. I would expect playing Clay Mixer, but we'll see what actually happens. KLJ pointing out in chat that Mike might be the only one interested in early room, but yeah, Mike has Eris, and it's really unclear who's going to be building the first room. I mean, the Dark Horse answers that GRAEY builds the first room out of clay.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, it's not at all clear.
So we'll see if Chris causes some chaos by flipping growth early. Chris is flipping sheep early in round 1 here.
Uh-oh.
So
Okay.
if you thought this game had a lot of food, but wait, there's more.
Yeah, if you're the players, do you like seeing more food here? Probably not, because you all think you have plenty of food. I bet.
I think Mike probably likes this. Mike's hand has some food, and like all of his cards give a tiny bit of food except Eris. But I think Mike likes seeing this if I had to guess. He also has that bonfire, a 7th pick bonfire for Mike that everyone saw plenty. So early sheep, late major, we might see instead of hunter, we might see bonfire. Clay Mixer does come out first here for GRAEY after Mike opens Reedstone food. Okay.
Dave looking like he's going the Stonehouse line.
Yep, this makes sense. He'll take Reedstone food second action. A bunch of these early rounds, build the well. Businesswoman might be really nice for Dave with Simple Fireplace and well. Or he could try to just rush Wishing Fountain off of the well build.
Sure. Catchy takes the 2 clay instead of the 3 wood. I guess I'm going for this fireplace with the huntsman situation.
I think that's okay. I don't like it quite as much this game because you passed a bonfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, without bonfire in the game, without simple fire. Well, he also passed the simple fireplace that didn't make it back to him. I
Yeah,
actually don't
she's
like that
scary.
2 clay much. I don't like that 2 clay much. And clay mixer's also played. Like, it's
Yeah,
pretty.
it's pretty scary.
Yeah, Gray starting with Sunday school. I would guess it's Reedstone Food into uh, what would it be? Clay starter manufacturer. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And Catchy ends up with 2 wood here on the wheel. Gray indeed taking Reedstone Food. Dave 3 wood. This is all basically as expected. So flipping in round 2 makes this even more dangerous for Catchy with the Master Huntsman. I would not be. It's really hard to say what Catchy should do here. I think Catchy's in a really tight spot based on the sheep and major flips with all the other cards that allow sheep stealing in this draft.
Yeah, it might be that the huntsman food like saves him because he does get jumped for the sheep grab.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But he's just angling kind of to get in the room queue here with the 2 readed first move.
Maybe. Reformer's an interesting call, KLJ. I'm not sure if there's quite enough animal space on that farm.
My goodness.
Mike is fiddling.
Fiddling.
I mean, what else is he supposed to do with this move, to be honest? There is not much for him to do. You're not going to play 2 wood. You're gonna play Freak.
Fiddle. What is this a fiddle into here?
Start player?
Sure.
Bonfire?
Yeah. Oh, I bet that's it. Yeah.
Catchy is going with Master Huntsman here. Dave Reedstone Fooding. There's honestly not much surprise here. Kimball pointing out he could play Eris. Sure. That also makes sense.
Yeah.
But it is the bonfire.
Wow.
And I think I like that. So Gray's going to play 2 walks and go second. Mike is not going to need to take the sheep first action. He can take 4 wood or Reedstone Food.
Right, and Catchy should have a boar, right?
Catchy does, yeah, should have a boar. Clay starter manufacturer indeed is the play for Gray. Mike now is going to have to be very concerned about Merchant Plowman. He did not draft the hay rake. Did the hay rake stay in this game? It did. Catchy has it.
Catchy got it.
Yeah. Mike choosing to Reedstone Food over 4 wood. I don't particularly like that. Gray getting 4+2 clay there. Very cool. Dave taking the 4 wood. Value town for Dave here.
Yeah, it turns out he gets the first room themes.
Yeah. A little.
Maybe.
I mean, that wood could go into animal breeding.
True.
Yeah, Turambar, this is Mike's only chance to get joinery, really. I still think I wouldn't stretch that much. Major did flip round 3. Catchy's taking fireplace. Now or never for that 3 sheep pile. Well, we have a little bit of players playing with their heads down. There's not a ton of interactivity in the stage 1, but I do think that... Catchy switching off of Fireplace and instead playing Reformer. Okay. Don't hate that.
What does Mike do here?
Mike has to take the sheep. I mean, otherwise that bonfire kind of dies. The thing is, Gray is so likely to start pottery, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That, Catchy can fireplace second action.
Right. Slightly sad I didn't get to see the spot on Mike's farm, but we'll just have to pretend it was there.
The bonfire spot?
Yeah.
He put it
Doesn't it take
center row
space?
next to his house.
Oh, I missed it.
It is indeed
Okay.
start player pottery for Gray. I would expect him to read stone food and to clay grab, but we'll see.
Yeah, as long as 6 wood's not there, probably.
Yep. I mean, it could be artisan second action for Gray also.
No way. Don't tease me like that.
No, it literally could be, especially if it's 6 wood as the option.
Uh-huh. Yeah, true.
KLJ, yeah, the Dark Horse prediction not quite there. Gray did not spend the stone. So, did not save the clay. Dave will build in front anyway, says Kimball. We'll see. I think we might know too much. Because Dave is thinking about wood policing, but I think we'll take Reedstone food, yeah. And we'll see what Catchy does regarding wood police or fireplace. I think both are reasonable. Probably wood policing is better.
Yeah, it seems like the fireplace is not under threat, but he's going for it anyway.
All right. Can't say that's too bad. Reformer now giving him space to breed pigs before building the hearth.
What does this mean for Gray here? What does this mean? Just take 6 wood?
Just take 6 wood and play artisan.
Yeah.
You think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding.
No, but he would need Cheapok to do it looks like.
Yeah, Cheapok Artisan or Reedstone Food are both really great options for Gray here. Catchy gets to take 4 wood and hope to wheel 4 food. I mean, this opening is so food rich that should be second actioning 4 food, no problem for Catchy.
Mm-hmm.
And Catchy with room parts and breeding boar before building hearth. This seems like Catchy's done an okay job here getting out of the opening.
Yeah. Yep. Second should have second grow unless something.
Ooh, Mike is snagging the joinery right now. Okay.
Yep. So he's going to be a bit behind on the rooms, but he's at least.
Here it is, Derek. You wanted it. You got it.
Oh, we made the team, Artisan.
You wanted it. You got it.
So yeah, Artisan's going to be a lot of food this game.
Yep. And a thing that Mike is getting by playing joinery here is that he gets to fiddle again at the end of this round.
Oh, true.
Yeah. He can just play Eris and hope for a wood action, a 3 wood action.
Dave just builds here, I guess, right? Because he could jump. He could go with. Does he still have second, even if he doesn't build?
No, he can build next round and be fine. I would probably just Reedstone Food again if I'm Dave.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because even if Catchy builds right behind him, he just builds next round, right? No one else is in position.
Yeah. KLJ is also on the Artisan team. Feed C.
Mic drop. I love it.
I mean, it is really glorious. Of course, in a 4-player Agricola game, typically clay is the worst resource. So to turn a clay into 4 food is very efficient.
Yeah, and don't look now, but the most, the player at least gets made fun of the most for taking clay is Mike, and he has yet to take it this game.
Yep, absolutely. Catchy fishes for 4. Has Groupie in hand. Catchy might be able to play Groupie this game.
Wow. Yeah, he gets the food to...
Yep. I would expect Mike to Ock here. Eris seems particularly good with Gray likely to take Reed or Clay, Dave likely to build, and Catchy can only take one of the 4 wood or 3 wood actions. I would play Eris here as Mike.
Now, how does... Oh, because he gets a food from... Does he get a wood from Fiddler? Yeah.
Yeah, but he's instead playing Merchant Plowman, and...
Interesting.
I don't like that move much.
What is the...
I don't think you need the fields this early.
No, you don't.
Kimball saying Eris
He's
might be too
so
risky.
far out.
Dave stuffs you.
Huh.
I don't know,
They,
Kimball. Those actions on the board are going to be pretty good to start the round, and not
how
building
does
the room
what is
yet. At least he would
how does
stuff
Dave
you.
how does Dave stuff? He can't block 4 wood and 3 wood though.
No, he can't. And it is family growth flipping here, because of course it does.
Okay.
Gray takes the massive pile of 4 reed. That's awesome for him. Dave is going to build and grow, presumably.
Wow. So in a game with tons of food, grow flips early, which usually creates food problems, but it won't this game. So this is going to be just bonkers.
Yeah, we could have some very high scores here. It's going to be about the point ceiling that people have drafted. You know, everyone does seem to have some point ceiling in hand, I want to say. Champion breeder for Catchy. Gray has like 4 versions of point ceiling. Mike has Food Critic, which is, you know, questionable, and Birdcage, which is also questionable. But, you know, could this end up being a Birdcage game? Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Good.
and Dave
Good.
has a hoarder and a petting zoo along with this animal breeder, so we could see some fireworks here. Mike does indeed get 3 wood. Gray
Gray has to break
wheels
this play.
just a huge clay pile.
Yeah. Any chance Gray goes for double build as first build?
Yeah, sure. I don't think he's gonna be able to build in front of Catchy unless Catchy seeds it. Catchy could take Cooking Hearth soon, but it doesn't seem super important.
Yeah. Well, what does Dave plan on his grow here?
Could it be Rock Pyramid? Could it be Town Hall? Could it just be Simple Fireplace?
I like. No, I guess I don't like.
Like, all of these are good. He could even play Sunday School.
Spare fence post.
Spare fence. Like, literally everything is possible from Dave, except Petting Zoo. Simple Fireplace is the call. I think that's among the better options.
Yeah.
Catchy, I mean, this is Reedstone Food or Ock or Hearth. There isn't too much to do here. Well, there's also this. Make sure you grow next.
Yep. But wasn't he getting 2 anyway?
No, Gray could single build.
Oh, sure. Wait. Oh, but wasn't Dave start player or no?
Gray was start player.
Gray was. So he took it early and just held it. No one even cared. Yeah.
Yep. That raspberries is fine.
Yeah, I like it here.
Right now, I feel like Gray is in position to win this game. I really, really like Gray's point ceiling options going forward. More so than the other players. Catchy could be in business here, but yeah, I don't think Mike's play to spend the wood on Merchant Plowman was that good, and I think Dave doesn't quite have enough ceiling in hand, but I could absolutely be wrong on that. He did grow first.
Yeah, and Dave with 3 actions is pretty deadly. I mean, he's going to get the animal breeder going here in the next couple stages.
Yeah. Kimball saying Dave has the most monstrous setup. That could be true. That absolutely could be true. I'm not going to claim.
The rock pyramid ceiling is scary for sure.
Yeah. Catchy building 2 stables. With 1 more Ock, he can breed 2 animals that way. But I don't actually like the stables much. I would hold the wood and hope for like a fence 8 or something like that.
Yeah. He might be okay on the wood with rope fences and fair fence posts in this game, but it's going to be a little bit before you can get those on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good point, Kimball. That well is just like sitting out there for Dave.
Yeah, and we have
with
Stone flipping in 6, so it's not late. Stone House Builder already adding some stone to this game. GRAEY taking Reedstone food here. That indicates to me that he wants to guarantee BMW.
Oh, sure.
And I think GRAEY is going to not care about building third, take Clay with his next action, and double build in round 8 to guarantee grows in 8 and 9. There's probably a start player that he needs to take somewhere in there, but this Reedstone food action sets him up for Basket Maker's Workshop on that start player. And with Peasant's Boutique in hand, you really don't want to lose that Basket Maker's Workshop. Dave could stuff it right now. If Dave thinks that there's a chance that GRAEY is competition, it could be Basket Maker's Workshop. But we are probably just going to see the businesswoman play the well here and something else. It's the Hearth. No, it's the Basket Maker's Workshop.
Oh, he does stuff him. Dang, big move by Dave.
Wow.
He built the Hearth and that, looks like.
He didn't even see Peasant's Boutique in this draft.
Oh, that's nasty.
That is really nasty. Dave is putting the clamps on.
Yeah, he is. Do you think he thinks of GRAEY as the biggest threat in this game, or he wouldn't think that?
GRAEY has played Clay Mixer and Artisan. I would be very worried. I think someone said that in chat already. But like when GRAEY, one of the strongest players on the site, plays Clay Mixer and Artisan in stage 1, I'm gonna be scared. I don't know about what y'all out there feel, but I would be very scared.
So what is Dave even like? I guess he'll just trickle in some reads. Oh, he'll just Stonehouse Builder it.
Yeah, there's no big rush. He's got 3 actions. He takes the sheep here with the Hearth, eats it. Dave really trying to control this game. Yeah, it's not exactly clear what GRAEY's backup plan will be. What has happened here? Camembert got played by Mike, putting food on Rooms, Grow, and Something, the Something being fishing. Room and Grow, obviously, definitely a good Camembert consideration here.
Yep, and that does put GRAEY in the double build situation here that you predicted.
Yep. Because Dave took the time to take Basket Maker's Workshop, GRAEY might have time to take a wood pile here and take Clay, but instead just guarantees that he'll be able to double build, and that's fine.
Huh. That's why he start player there? He just didn't want someone else getting in his way?
Yep. Let the other players take 4 wood and whatever else they want.
So that's pretty interesting to me. Like, what would get in his way, or how would he get jumped?
I mean, Dave can take 3 wood and start player. Because Reedstone food's always available.
Oh, okay. Yep, he's just making sure.
Yeah. So everyone with a pretty good source of food here. Catchy just needs to build the Hearth, and he'll be totally set. If he's not feeling set already.
The acreage, I guess, is not going to do anything for a while, but...
Yeah.
So he's just, after he gets the Hearth and kind of gets food, he's just going after wood and fences so he can get all this breeding going.
Yeah, he might actually be playing Ox instead of fences. I mean, I really don't like those stables. Can I just say one more time? I really don't like those stables.
Yeah. So...
GRAEY takes more Clay.
One more Ock and he's breeding sheep and boar, I guess, with the stables.
Yeah, but you really want to have capacity for 6 sheep and 3 boar, right? Kimball, noting that Mike is not playing Birdcage here. I also think that is a misplay. Birdcage ceiling could be huge here. And Kimball pointing out that Mike's getting a wood from Fiddler. Does it track in time? Does it hit in time? Fiddler hits at the end of the round, so it would not enable Merchant Plowman.
Oh.
But I agree with Sanswell. I would not care about the Merchant Plow. I mean, I would have not cared about the Merchant Plow last stage. I really don't see why Mike needs 6 fields, especially without having Mountain Plowman out yet.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be rough. And then probably didn't even realize the amount of ceiling he's going to need to see how Birdcage is good here. But he's going to need a lot to pull this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's an early growth game, so that automatically says it hints at wanting some ceiling. You look at how much wood is in the game, and you see GRAEY has not built a single wood room. But other than that, there's not a ton of indication that there's a lot of wood. So, you know, if Mike's very concerned about the wood and is spending Merchant Plowman wood, then it makes a bit of sense. I really don't know, though.
Dave doing?
Dave's got the whole world open to him. I would just build the well here, personally. But yeah, maybe the math says to take Reedstone Food first.
You could Reno into the well, I guess.
Yeah. Yep, and then go for 3 stone to open next round once GRAEY double builds.
Yeah, that seems pretty nasty. Oh, is he Reno in this or just hard playing?
It is a Reno. Okay. Yeah, I mean, with Stonehouse Builder already in, you have a Rock Pyramid hand. Your Dave looks like in a very good position here.
Yeah, looks like he's leading this thing now. I wouldn't call it for sure, but he's definitely.
Yeah, Dave is eating a reed. That's a tough call. Eating that reed
over a sheep, I guess.
I guess he only needs 5 more reed, quote unquote, only for the rest of this game. But then you're gonna want to eat more. So I'm not convinced that eating reed is that good, because it slows down your Reno, and if it doesn't slow down your Reno, it's gonna slow down your rooms. Though, you know, that's what Wishing Fountain is for, I suppose. Wishing Fountain can just buy reed every round. So if that's your goal, then eating the reed's totally fine. So I assume that's the plan. Maruskak also pointing out that Dave has a hoarder that wants to get played this stage, and a reed is necessary for that at some point as well. So Sanswell, I'm saying Dave wants to build 2 stone rooms and get 4 rock pyramid fields. There might be enough resources in the game for that.
Yeah, I mean, he's hitting Reedstone Food every round, basically.
Mm-hmm.
The rest seems like the rest of the way.
Sanswell, I don't see the freestone room. You might be... Oh, does Diligent give you the room?
Oh.
Wait.
True.
Yeah, okay. It does. Okay, I was missing that.
But you only get the 1 field for that one, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I get Diligent Farmer and the G6 version Zealous Farmer mixed up with what they offer sometimes, and I think I'm probably not alone there.
Oh.
GRAEY growing with a shared wall seems good. Dave piling up that stone. Diligent Farmer must be the one that requires 3 points in 4 categories. And, you know, that's not going to happen soon.
4 points in 3 categories, yeah. I mean, Animal Breeder will help get there for sure, but...
Yeah. But honestly, 4 categories, you know, pastures is easy. Cows is, like, easy enough, I guess. But then you're still 2 things short. And maybe that's, like, stables, but then you're still 1 category short. It is a lot.
Ketchy's about to make a big fence action here and then hope to try to take 3 sheep next round.
It does look like that.
Or maybe take the sheep first. If he can fence with this action. Yeah, take the sheep first action next round. That's going to be pretty nice for him.
Well, he can just take the sheep here, though waiting is possibly better. Dave does Reno with the Wishing Fountain, so we'll see some reed purchased, Hoarder played next round. Yeah, Dave looking good.
Yeah, jeez. Got the field plan. He can scrounge for a couple crop points. He's got animals. Doesn't even really need Town Hall.
No, he
I
really
think
doesn't.
there at some point, but
I mean, the points for it will be nice. I think that's what you just said, but
yeah.
catchy indeed. Fencing 14 here. Now has space for everything he could ever hope for.
If Mike doesn't take these animals, Mike won't take the animals. His bonfire's over. Then
Not compared to just playing Mountain Plowman. No.
Right, right. Yeah, Mike walked away from the Animal Tamer's Apprentice Heiress line pretty hard.
Mm-hmm. Just a small point here. Should Catchy have fenced 13 instead of 14? You have 2 stables and Reformer. I feel like that means the capacity issues of fencing like the 2 1x1s is not actually a problem. So like, if you do this instead, you save a wood and you still have capacity for everything. So I think that is possibly a wood wasted for Catchy.
Yeah, I guess he. Oh yeah, he didn't even get to use spare fence.
And I mean that's a hay rake that you can't play now.
Mm-hmm.
Catchy does get the 3 sheep on start player. Yeah.
Shepherd second action. Do you think?
Shepherd's next stage because Shepherd can't trigger yet. Champion breeder this stage.
Oh sure. Yeah, can't do both. Yeah.
Mike's I mean has to take 4 wood, question mark. What else could Mike want on this board? He did take a grain last round, it looks like, and this could be reason enough for rushing out 2 fields is to get grain veg zone in stage 3. That is a very strong thing to do.
You can still max crops that way. Only other thing I could see getting the plowman down, I guess, but
yeah, the mountain plowman could be okay, but compared to 4 wood, when 3 players probably want quite a bit of wood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to imagine Gray's going to snap it if he doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Reedstone food.
Interesting.
What is that for?
He's not trying to renovate anytime soon. Maybe clay oven? I don't know what he's.
You have an iron oven in hand. I would be taking 4 wood or veg there.
It does seem a little strange.
Gray does indeed grab that 4 wood. Now, Dave. What is Dave doing?
What is he doing?
He's going to start with Rock Pyramid. What a champion.
Oh my gosh.
So this means Dave can take Reedstone food and maybe 2 reed, and then wish for a stone, build a stone room in 2 fields next round.
Yep.
Yeah, this is nasty and good. Dave really, really, really taking advantage of that tempo from growing first. When you grow first, this is exactly the kind of pressure you need to put on everyone else. You really, really need to put pressure on everything you can.
Yeah. Sometimes I most often see it with the wood, but Dave's like got a different kind of pressure he's applying here. He's just
right. He's grabbing the stone. He's getting that 4th room. As Maruskak likes to say, violence. Violence indeed. This is just like really great to watch, honestly. Okay, so Mike didn't second action the veg into a sow. He second actioned the 3 wood. If you're gonna, I don't understand this plan at all, I have to say, but
like why don't you just take 4 wood to start with? I guess.
Yeah, 4 wood veg sow seemed like such a solid plan when you have like cheese fondue, strawberry patch, iron oven. So Dave, it is worth noting, going for the room. Actually, he took fishing,
which means he can. Doesn't he build stone rooms for 3 still?
Right, that means he's not eating a reed with Basket Maker's Workshop. He
But
chose
he
to
doesn't need
fish
to
instead
now.
of take 2 read from the board, which I'm a little surprised at, but I guess makes enough sense.
Hmm.
Yeah, he reads stone foods and then wishes a stone, just doesn't eat a read.
Yeah. Maybe this way he gets 3 read or something.
Yeah, maybe. He does have to build first action, though Mike could also build here. The thing for
That
Mike
would
is
be.
if he builds, then he's letting Dave take 3 read to start next round. And if Mike, well, we don't really know what Mike is up to here. He hasn't had the clearest of plans. It is building a room.
Yeah, now that was the only thing that made the read make sense. Now that I see that he's in this position, I guess. Not that it
Yeah,
needs,
I
but
don't
like
think he has
it's
enough wood for this personally.
he's gonna need Dave to play that spare fence post.
Yeah. And it's looking kind of likely it'll come out.
Okay,
Catchy is
so
already pre-declaring 7 points on the champion breeder, 1 here and 2 in the next 3 stages.
wow, just bold.
I mean, he only needs to play Shepherd to make it happen, so it's really not that bold. But the other players might expect that to be cows. Who knows?
Um, so you think let's see, Gray could go for the Shepherd's Crook fence 14 and get 4 sheep for sure, which would be nice, but it only costs him 11 with his shared wall.
Right, and then he'd have 3 fence pieces to get 2 more pastures later.
Yeah. Wait, is that right? 14.
Because you do get to save the fence pieces.
Oh, you do. Oh, so 14. He could build 17 fences. Yeah.
Yeah, you could build 18, but yeah,
Or
17.
yeah. Yeah, just 3 fields, which is probably fine with him.
Mm-hmm.
Seems reasonable, but so Dave, let's see what did he open with? Oh, now
Opens
he
with
switched to
animal
breeder.
breeder.
I guess the fishing last round was a way to set up enough food to get breeder rolling here.
Yep, yep. But Dave's game is starting to look very complete.
Yeah.
Turnbar noting that he could have delayed the well or the room to breed cows earlier, and I agree it's not clear, but
Which is better.
I think the sequence here where you take fishing from the board, this does make some sense in uh, trying to still have enough food, trying to make up for not doing cows earlier, and using those extra actions from this incoming room.
So Mike opened with wood. I mean,
Gray, I would expect to fence here, but instead triple plows, and that's not where we were expecting the plows. That doesn't really
oh,
let
interesting.
Gray activate Shepherd's Crook more than once, though. Maybe he doesn't want to.
Yeah, maybe doesn't need to. I was just yeah.
Not Shepherd's Crook activating twice is definitely something you want to look for in a late growth game, because you get to fill up your spaces with some kind of extra efficiency. In an early growth game, you kind of want more ceiling, so if you end up with less space for fields, you're limiting your point ceiling on fields. So
Sure. Yeah, I guess I was just thinking share might be his reasoning, but this makes sense.
yeah, and with his prize squash, as Fofo is mentioning in chat, prize squash wants more fields.
Yeah. Yeah. Good call.
Dave does get the fences, though. I do think there was some counterplay possible if Gray decided to fence before plowing. But Dave is just continuing to roll this train. 3 read might get back to him here.
But he builds probably, right? Or I guess
It's hard to say. Like, building's good, but who's pressuring it?
yeah.
At this point, if I'm Dave, I would consider looking for a double build and getting up to 6 stone rooms.
Yeah, that's right. He will get still use Shepherd's Crook, just not for 4 sheep only.
Yeah. Well, Dakar in chat also mentioning an interesting point. Usually you don't see really awkward shepherds crooking. I just don't think there's any reason, well, to do it.
I see. I know. I see what you're. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is
It's so
possible,
wild.
and like if you're gonna end up with 17 fences anyway, it might not be different to do it this way. You know, it actually isn't
Right.
any different because really what we're arguing about is where these two like inner fences go. So yeah, I mean this is equivalent. That's true. It's not losing anything here, and in fact might actually be saving this one wood. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, awkward shepherd's crooking you don't actually see until now. Catchy's gonna run with clay path here. I think this is a reasonable sequence for him. He's getting some of his point ceiling here. He's definitely well enough fed. Play shepherd next round.
And then just the hay rake for plows.
Well, he doesn't have the wood for hay rake.
Yeah, he's going to stop. Then that does make that fencing kind of awkward for him.
Mm-hmm. Like, that's the thing about Agricola. Sometimes one wood doesn't matter, and sometimes it really, really does. Gray's going to get Cabbage Lover into Sow here. That's pretty awesome. Sow is going to be pressured next round with Mike ahead of him.
How did Gray get the first veg? I missed.
Manually took it last round. Got in Mike's... Well, Mike declined to do the veg and Sow sequence, so Gray grabbed a veg. Second action last round.
Okay.
Dave is start player here. Is going to buy a reed from Wishing Fountain. I would guess take 3 stone, but might take 4 wood. Those are both very good options.
Yeah. Ooh, that is tough. I mean, the wood
I would probably take the stone with spare fence in hand. And it is
so he
the stone.
needs three categories max, right?
4 categories at 3, I believe.
Is that 4 points in 3 categories?
Did I have that wrong?
Yeah, it's 4 and 3.
Okay.
So, I'm trying to think how he gets there. I guess it has to be animals.
Pastures, cows, fields.
He builds 2 rooms.
And then plows once normally.
So that gets yeah.
Well, Kimball's also correct. Dave doesn't need to play diligent at this point.
Yeah. It seems like it's too hard to get there.
And I mean, he has 2 rooms, 4 fields as an action. That's ridiculous. Right. Does he have the food to grow this round? Yeah, he does. He has Basket Maker's Workshop and the sheep. Wow, this is so nasty.
And spare fence post, I guess, makes the team now that he...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And there's animals galore on the board. He has a hearth. Catchy does play the shepherd. Heyo.
Shepherd and artisan this game.
In a season's final, indeed. We got the shepherd and the artisan. And a round 1 clay mixer.
I mean, Gray's still looking pretty decently strong here.
That prize squash is going to do some work.
Yeah, like he's still going to have big score.
I really don't understand. Well, Mike choosing to build a room instead of sowing 2 crops, I'm not actually sure how good that is.
I guess it maybe did set Dave back 1 more round, but he was doing good stuff anyway. While he waited.
Yeah, I agree, Kimball. Gray might have lost this game when he lost BMW, as long as Dave continues to play accurately.
Yeah, they're all moving pretty quick, for sure.
Yep, that's true too. We all love a quick game, especially in round 5 growth. It's not guaranteed. Dave indeed grows with spare fence posts. That really loosens up the wood here. And just the timing of Dave's play, caring about non-wood things while having wood outs, letting other people prioritize 4 wood and 3 wood very highly, and then just, once they have almost enough fences, you play spare fence posts, now they have enough fences, now they don't need the wood. Like, this is all really nicely sequenced from Dave.
Ooh, now that's a good way to think of it. Like the genius of the timing here. It's kind of under the radar, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And I would like to propose that there's a tiny competition here for the well rebuy. I'm not sure who's getting it. And that is 4 points. Clear. That is 4 points just sitting around.
I mean, anybody but Dave to get it to be competitive here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad news, but he's got some other stuff to work on here.
Mm-hmm.
Now that all the tension's off wood, he's got to snap it up and fence here.
Mike with a nice fence action. That'll get him 2 cows. Catchy supposedly wants whatever the heck the round 12 space is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice tempo there.
And Gray takes the 2 boar, but there might be a second pair of animals for Mike's fences too. That's a perfectly timed fences.
Yeah, Sandswall pointing out what we've been saying on that fences. That's turned out to be so huge for.
If plow so flips, he could have taken it twice. Hayrake only works on the normal plow space.
And it's third action. Yeah, that's true.
Just catching up on this. Thank you, Pseudo Andy, for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it for this special event stream.
This is what Catchy wants anyway, though. He wants to grow.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the plow does seem very important for him, but there isn't a ton of pressure on it. I mean, all 3 of his opponents have 4 fields right now. There are 5 plows left in the game. So getting 3 of those 5 seems like not the biggest issue.
I guess Dave only fences 2 more times this game. Because Gray's going to get in the way one of the times, unless it's on the Reno fence.
Yeah, and Dave doesn't really need more than a third fencing action. We already have decided that Diligence off the team.
Yeah.
And, the animals seem pretty plentiful this game.
And Hoarder never made it either, so...
Hoarder did not make it, but, these 5 stone rooms, he's going to have everything but crops guaranteed. He has a petting zoo. Town Hall potentially could make the team if Dave takes clay. That's a 2-point for food. Minor. Dave probably wants to take 4 wood here and then see if fencing or clay makes more sense before growing.
I thought for sure Gray would get the 4 wood, but I guess his food was a little tight and he just wanted to have some relief from that.
Possibly. Yeah, 6 food action is decent. Though, when I play against Gray, one thing I continually notice is that he's so good at efficient food. Gray taking a 6 food move actually tells me that Gray's game is way slower than he wants it to be. Like, Gray's moves, in my opinion, he thinks 6 food is probably mediocre most of the time. That's the standard he plays at. We might have forgotten about this passing field. Catchy re-upping start with field.
Yeah, I think Hayrake is just not out there at this point.
Yeah, that wood timing has been too difficult for him to get. Sandswall saying points just sitting in Mike's hand. Yeah, we're seeing that that bird cage never making the team hurts a little. This stone chimney's not going to be worth much. Mountain Plowman also not making the team has been, I would say, a little painful, not having those sheep.
Yeah, is it too late? I mean, he could still get a couple, right?
Yeah, well,
He can't
let's
get to
let's
him from the
actually
breed.
let's actually say Mike's in some food trouble.
Is he really?
He doesn't have a
Yeah.
cookery.
Huh. Yeah, he might need to build an oven here, iron or
Yeah,
clay or
and then
something.
not sowing in stage 3 is really hurting if that's the case.
Jeez. I can't.
So
Yeah.
yeah, 4 clay into Reno fireplace, but if that's a reasonable line, that's not a good place to be. Reno expensive fireplace in round 12. It's not a great place to be. Um, let's see, Gray's building 9 fences.
I don't know
Okay.
what that's going to look like with the.
Refusing to
Okay,
pay spare posts.
because of shared wall. Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
I mean, I would probably pay 2 food for. Well, no, you can't do it yet because you need Shepherd's Crook to trigger. So you need another fencing action anyway. Might as well wait for spare posts.
Hmm. Does he get plow sow next round?
That would be huge. Not showing prize squash yet. That
Yeah,
would be
if he
huge.
can somehow get wheel that, that's big time.
Mm-hmm.
Guess I guess Mike could take it to finish out his farm, but he's already got 2 incoming plows.
Yeah, Turambar, you heard well was a feeding engine. You should ask Nightbot. Exclam feeding engine. Well, see what Nightbot thinks.
All
Dave did
right,
end up
so
taking
they
clay here, so Town Hall is going to be on the grow, I would presume.
turns out no.
Yeah, it turns out that, well, it's not a feeding engine. What a shame.
Okay, so Dave's got to grow here, and
And I would
then
expect take a crop. Like, what else does Dave need to do this game? Take more wood, play petting zoo, do fences.
yeah. Now, okay, yeah.
This kind of
Can't
animal
take.
situation, you can probably just wait for animal pairs to pop up. Don't think that's too urgent. Gray ended up with the 3 stone, but the well is still floating. I don't know. If I'm Mike, I
Yeah,
probably reno the well here and just try to major fireplace next round.
makes sense. Yeah, Gray definitely wants the Reno. You got to think.
Yeah, and the 3 wood is perfect for 2 merchant plowmans and the well. Stone oven, I don't think is a good play here.
This is Reno into it.
Yeah,
I
but you have
imagine.
a cheese fondue, so the baking's better. But I would sacrifice the point on stone oven and get the 2 food from iron oven extra.
Oh,
Uh,
interesting.
but also a point to 2 food is really not great either.
Yeah.
So if you're making that trade, that says something. Gray playing
Great.
Shearer. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, just trickle. Might be some points. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 1 point, I guess, probably.
Dave did take a grain with that spare action here. I would expect this to be Town Hall, though it could just be petting zoo. I don't think it's going to be Sunday school.
Yeah,
We also have a chance at seeing Fieldsman for Dave this game. It could be a 2 point Fieldsman.
really.
Yeah, if Dave only gets 1 sow with a grain and a veg, the Fieldsman is 2 points.
True. True. Yeah. Well, he's at 5 now, so he's got 10 actions to close this out. And
2 of them are fences,
nope,
1 of them is wood, 1 is
nope,
crops, 1
veg.
is
Yeah.
plow. Yeah, doesn't seem like he has food troubles.
Fieldsman probably might make it.
Yeah, especially if he gets a sow this round. We'll see. Mike not having a grain right now probably hurts.
Yeah, I'm super curious if Gray get. Oh, Plasso Catchy just snapped it. Okay.
Interesting. Mike snapped grow.
Does that mean GRAEY start players prize squash probably
Indeed
into a
it
big
does.
plateau?
That's what
Seems
happens.
like yeah, that seems pretty savage.
Sowing 4 veg next round, very cool. That is gigantic. GRAEY needs some food, but that is some huge point ceiling.
Yeah.
5 cabbages, 5 prize squashes, ends up with 3 veg points.
Yeah.
I mean, just
That
like stick a
means
+9 on where he is right now.
right. Yeah, I think it's between those two, it seems. But I guess Catchy's still right there. He gets to grow next round.
Catchy's like doing deceptively well because of those 7 champion breeder points. Claypath is 3 and it won't show up on the scorecard.
If he No, he never gets cow and yes, he does. He gets 2. He might get 2 cow next round and then grow as a last action because no one else can.
Possibly.
No, GRAEY will do it second action, I guess.
Dave taking the 2 pigs. Denying it to Mike. Catchy taking a single cow instead of plowing.
Well, forget what I said.
I mean, I think the single cow is good. It lets Catchy do really important things next round instead of worrying about other stuff.
Yeah. Dave has been applying the clamps this game, it seems.
Yep. And I think it's going to pay off.
Picking his spots for it, yeah.
I mean, just look at the wood. Like, Dave's going to be able to whatever action for wood here. It's just really strong to be able to put things off like this. Kimball noting in chat that GRAEY doesn't need food, just takes clay. Yeah, 2+2 clay actions seems quite good for GRAEY here. Maybe even 3 2+2 clay actions, because Cabbage Lover costs 5, Pottery wants 9, so it's going to be hard to get 14 more clay this game.
I did not even notice the synergy with the clay mixer and Cabbage Lover.
Oh, yeah, no, this has been like actually a good clay mixer situation.
Huh. He goes for the fences there, okay.
Yep, that's all fine. Doing it before taking wood is funny. I don't think the order actually matters, but GRAEY could be fencing 3 with spare posts just to get in the way.
Interesting, yeah. Yeah, I guess just don't take any chances.
Mm-hmm. And Dave probably will want to fence first action next round. GRAEY also took a veg to prevent Dave from being able to sow this stage, is what I would say that is.
Oh, true. That makes sense. I was trying to figure out why I needed that last one, but that makes sense.
Yep, there's play action number 1.
What did Mike do there? Just fished?
Fished. Mike's food situation with these fences didn't pan out quite as nicely as he probably wanted. Mike does have a sow here.
Too bad Champion Breeder doesn't give you 4 points if you breed 3.
If you, yeah.
Or breed, 3 points if you breed
4. Yeah, that would be pretty funny. Catchy without the hay rake is going to find a way to get enough fields here, so that's good for him. The Renovates next round look like they'll be GRAEY and Catchy.
Yeah, and neither of them has to do it first.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Derek? Should we take a look at the scorecard or keep it suspenseful?
Sure, take a look if you want. I mean, it's still obviously a lot still to change, but
Dave is showing 34 plus 6, already 40. If he fences 4, that's 3 points of fences, 2 points of sheep, so 45, a veg 47. Fieldsman and sow is like 50 with a couple actions left over. GRAEY is showing 25, but his pastures are missing 1, so it's actually 26. Plus 1 shear is 27. Plus 1 sheep point is 28. 30 after the field. Plus 9 on the veggie stuff. 39. Clay brings him to 42, perhaps, or
Well,
41.
does it?
Fences and Reno is 47. I see Gray as high 40s.
Yeah. How's it counting that one pasture? I know it's not
Gray's
counting,
pastures is showing as 1, so I just added 1 to that mentally.
but is it also counting those as negative, like empty spaces right now?
Oh, good question. It is counting those as empties.
Okay,
So
so he's
Gray
gonna be
has
right
4
there with.
fewer empties. So yeah, 51. Yeah.
Oh, so they're pretty close.
But Dave has a couple spare actions. Mike
Yeah.
is showing 34 plus 1 from the cheese fondue. Kachi's showing 30 plus 8 plus 3 is 41.
Yeah.
All right, so as we kind of expected, it's between Gray and Dave here. Gray could fence first action. There's no pressure on Reno.
No, he's got a Plauso, right? Like
Yeah, he probably does.
Plauso's huge for him.
He probably
It would be
does.
a weird blocky thing, but yeah, he feels like it can't be worth missing that one.
Yep, Dave is choosing to buy a wood here, expecting to get the 4 read action. I think that's fair enough. Has already played Petting Zoo. And yes, Marushka, Gray can max out all of his clay if he takes 2 clay, 1 clay again.
Wow, late actions, yeah.
Uh,
He might get grow though.
I feel like Kachi would probably take it.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what else Catchy's doing here.
Indeed,
Dave's
it
just
is.
not messing around, just fencing out here.
Yeah, Mike gets the sheep or the sow.
Well, pretty close between those two, really.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the petting zoo, I don't think I calculated in. And the Basket Maker's Workshop, I don't think I calculated in either. So I think Dave has like 57 or 58 here. Yeah, we might see the veggie block from Gray, but he instead opts to take a cow. Both of them make sense. Dave should probably veggie or read here. I think we're close to being able to call it here. Unless
Yeah,
I'm
I feel like
missing
Dave's got
something.
Now, why did Gray do the grain in the grounds to the other veg?
Possibly for food reasons. I'm not sure I see it either.
And I guess it was a point in grain. But
It is a
seems
point
like
in grain, and it is only 1 point in veggies. Yeah, I'm not super sure. Well, Wallfly, he should be able to get 5. He needs to convert 5 veggies, so right now he only has 8. So that leaves him with 3, so he has a point for 1 more.
Yeah, maybe the math on his clay situation too. Yeah.
Possibly the clay matters. Very true.
Oh yeah.
For
That's what it
pottery
is.
and yeah. Dave getting everything he wants here. Probably just food actions to round out his game. Though, actually, is that even true? 2 town hall, 1 BMWs, 5 food, then just eats 2 boar for 1 point. Call it a day.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of fitting given how the season went that Dave would be champ here.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of ran the gauntlet this year.
Yeah, what a move to take Basket Maker's Workshop. What a move to take Basket Maker's Workshop.
That's the difference between those two for sure. That was big.
And when he took Basket Maker's Workshop, no one had the counterplay for the well.
Mm-hmm.
Because Dave couldn't risk the well. So if you want Dave to be responsible, quote unquote, and take the well instead of BMW, you have to have the well parts, and no one did.
Yeah. I was trying to pay attention, even though he had Stonehouse Builder, he often took Reedstone Food early and didn't copy it, which is always nice because it just doesn't let so much of that get in the game, the stone.
I mean,
Maybe.
honestly, I would prefer to have more of it in the game. He did get some like 3 read, 3 stone actions, if I recall.
Yeah, he
Um,
did. Yeah.
so to put stuff into the game and just make sure you're taking it back, I think does make sense for where he was.
Uh huh. Yeah.
Dave getting 2 more food on spare fence posts here. Uh, I think it is Fieldsman and so. No, Fieldsman doesn't do anything. So has been taken. Yeah, not really sure what Dave has here besides some food.
Yep. I like Turumbar's analysis. Mike did feel the pressure of Merchant Plowman earlier than he needed to, which took the pressure off the well, and Dave could get both of those. That was big time.
Mm-hmm. Dave opting to take food here. Is Hoarder a point for 1 resource or no?
If he does eat for clay, yeah, he could put a clay on it, I
Yeah,
guess.
Hoarder might be a point at the end here. Well, never rebought.
Yep, just sitting out there. Yeah, because he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't need the food, so playing Hoarder could definitely be a point. Because he eats one BMW and then Town Hall, and he's good.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Gray indeed. Reno fencing, paying 3 food, eating a bunch of clay.
As much as we like manufacturer artisan, clay mixer, clay starter, it's just Stonehouse Builder and Rock Pyramid's tough to take down.
I mean, I really think this is about Basket Maker's Workshop and Peasant's Boutique. I think this game looks so different if Gray has Peasant's Boutique. The feeding becomes a lot different. Read pressure becomes a lot different. Dave has a much harder time getting the read for his stone house because Gray's taking it for food. Um,
Right.
I do think that Basket Maker's Workshop ends up being the key to this game that Dave, I mean, didn't realize. A second pick Peasant's Boutique.
Yeah, didn't even know he was blocking it that hard, but Catchy announcing 49, not bad. Like,
No,
he's
not
got
a
a
bad game at
got him
all.
on.
Champion Breeder giving him such a high ceiling here. Gray ending
Yeah.
52 and Dave ending 56. Mike looking like mid 40s.
Let's see. I didn't check to see if they're in chat or not. I don't. Doesn't look like they are. So I don't know if we'll get to.
Yeah, we would normally do a interview here, but they might have all decided to focus individually on the final instead of being in voice chat.
Yep. Yeah, definitely can be a bit distracting sometimes when you're talking during the game.
Yeah, let's see.
Did
Should we try to
Mike
get
get
winner's
forward?
interview here?
I'll ask them
Okay.
and we
Yeah.
can see if they're up for it. Yeah.
Yeah, in the meantime, while Derek's asking, a big congrats to Dave for wrapping up season 3 of the Seasons of Agricola with a win. This is the first time in the 3 seasons where the regular season champ has also won the final table. Season 1, CS Junior, with a massive lead in the regular season, wasn't able to win the final table as Rainier took it down, but CS got his revenge in Season 2, winning the wild card game and then winning the final off of a really fun old miser game last season, if I recall correctly.
Yep. Yep.
Who was regular season champ last year?
It was Drumbar.
Turnbar. Okay, yeah, I thought it was Turnbar or Dave. I didn't remember. So yeah, this is the first season where the regular season champ has won the final. Do we have any word from Dave whether he's up for an interview
Nothing
here?
from Dave. Let's see. Catchy said, "Yeah, I'll wait and see if we can catch them all in the same room. Maybe be a little easier."
Yeah, I mean, Kachi had a fun game with that champion breeder shepherd, but
Yep, super fun. Reformer helped out. I guess I don't know. He just maybe didn't have the ceiling to get there. Once
I
there
think
was a
he
million
just
food,
grew
throw
kind of
55.
late. and had to deal with a little too much competition to get like crops, I guess. This was not a heavy crop game.
Yeah.
Hey Mike, welcome to the stream here. Good game, even though it didn't quite work out for you. I don't think we were that harsh on you, but there were some sequencing things I wouldn't have done personally, but you know, that can be said of pretty much everyone.
Okay, it looks like Dave's up for it. We can go in the final table audio room, maybe.
Okay.
I guess I'll just jump in there. I think that'll cut us off temporarily, but
yeah, I will. That's fine.
Okay.
Well, we're both here.
And there's Catchy.
And Dave.
Hey.
Congratulations,
Hello.
Dave.
Yeah, congrats. Man.
Thank you.
Yeah, really excellently played game by you. I mean, all the sequencing, all the timing was really excellent. Really enjoyed watching you play it. Someone has the
Dave,
stream up and should mute it.
Did you ever consider taking the champion breeder over animal breeder, or you knew it was animal breeder?
Yeah, actually, that was a tough one question for me because I really like champion breeder. But on the other hand, I've already had several experiences that I've taken champion breeder, his first pick, and then it was literally nothing on that. So, yeah, I just think that animal breeder is just safer choice.
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
It's a really great card, and
I agree with that. Yeah, champion breeder is a tough one to get if you don't get support.
Exactly. It can be gorgeous, but yeah.
So, when did you decide to delay animal breeder? Because there were some points early on where you could have played animal breeder and got cows going very early, but you decided instead to hold off until the mid game. So what was like the specific turning point where you decided animal breeder is not going to be until later?
I'm not sure actually. Yeah, maybe it turned out after Family Grow round 5. It was quite an important moment, and I think after that I just wanted to reno as soon as possible and build some stone rooms, and also, in my opinion, very important moment, and for me, totally surprising moment was that GRAEY didn't take basket makers round 6. In my opinion,
yeah, we talked about that.
It was probably this decisive moment of this game, in my opinion.
Yeah. So, what exactly led you to think that? Was it just because that it was the only manufacturer remaining?
Yeah, and well, you know, it was final game, so it was kind of good block against GRAEY.
Yeah, so what you didn't know, Dave, is that GRAEY had a second pick Peasant's Boutique.
Wow. Okay, sure. I didn't know that. I didn't.
Yeah. It was. We agreed. We talked about that. That was probably the pivotal moment in the game.
Well, in that case, it's probably a super mistake by GRAEY in the round 6.
So I think what we were all probably expecting is that you would just go for the well. Stonehouse Builder often, just hard lines the well. Everyone saw Wishing Fountain, I think, so people probably just expected you to take Wishing Fountain, or even use Businesswoman to do well and then immediately Wishing Fountain. But yeah, taking Basket Maker's Workshop and Cooking Hearth really stressed the food a little more than people might have expected, even though the food seemed really easy for everyone early.
Yeah, and well, it was quite well for me in that moment because I think if I'm not mistaken, I had 4 stones at that moment. So when I played that occupation and Cooking Heart and basket, I still had 2 stones left, and I was pretty sure, well, it's I'm thinking well too that
Yes.
because what I remember, no one had bigger chances to take it.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Catchy,
it was,
we love the shepherd plan with champion breeder. I thought that was pretty cute.
Yeah, I saw that and I'm like, oh, that's an easy way to get your triple breeds going. So
Yeah.
and then with Reform, I didn't think Reformer would wheel because my opening pack was so weak, but it did because somebody wanted Clay Starter. Because Gray took Clay Starter, I was expecting that to wheel, so I got kind of lucky there.
Yeah, I mean, with your game, Catchy, there were just a couple very micro things that I don't think ended up mattering. Uh, but I didn't personally see the value in the two stables, just because I felt like fencing
well,
fast.
I should have just fenced faster, but my plan was to grab the sheep that next round, but Dave took the hearth and grabbed them.
Right.
And maybe I might have not been paying attention. If you might have played the hearth before I built the stables, I don't think so. But my plan was to get the sheep breeding the round before, or the stage before in the second stage. And it just didn't quite work out. But hindsight for sure. I should have just saved it for fencing.
Yeah, but I think in the end you got all the animals you really wanted to. So.
Right. Yeah, that 2 cow grab was hard to pass up. Over family growth, but I needed actions pretty bad.
Yeah.
Mike, I see you came in here. We were just thinking about your game. When you saw manufacturer, did you get scared and that's why you pushed the plowman out as soon as you did instead of going for some of your other possible lines?
Yeah, I knew what I passed, so I thought the guilds were going to go real quick if I didn't take that there, and I didn't have any plan for plows besides that. But it really was a bad game plan. I just didn't have time for the heiress, and my first pick was nothing. I had a pretty bad draft, I thought. So
you definitely had the bad end of the draft. Your pack was absolutely the worst.
Yep.
I was personally expecting you to not eat the wood in stage 1, just because it would have kept you having room parts. And then it was, I assume you just didn't have the time to push out Mountain Plowman. Just having to continue to push it back until you didn't have time for it.
Yep. Yeah, never really had good feeding all game, and yeah, that was a tough one. But well done, Dave. Good game.
Good. I think I actually had very, very, very luck with growing round 5. It was just gorgeous for me.
Yeah.
Well, we noted in the draft that no one particularly had strong motivation to grow early. So it really was a matter of that you were the one who took all the room parts fast enough. The rest of your game plan lined up close enough with having room parts first.
Yeah. For a while, I was thinking not building wooden rooms at all and try to renovate to stone as soon as possible. But yeah, it would be a mistake probably.
Yeah, I think waiting to see what round 5 offered was just a really good position for you.
Yeah, true.
Looks like Gray came in. Gray, I'm curious on your perspective on the BMW getting taken there. Could you maybe walk us through?
So I mean, if I knew he was going to build it, I would have built it, but I just didn't think he was going to build it because I still don't think it only makes sense as a block move, in my opinion, and because like if for one, I know he has Rock Pyramid, so he needs Reed, and then he with Wishing Fountain, he also could have just double built well, which I think is much better. But yeah, I mean, obviously it ended up working out as a block move. But the problem why I couldn't start player in the first place was I can't double build if I do that. So I wanted to basically do what I did, just SP BMW instead of
Crooked Plow.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wasn't expecting him to build BMW because with Rock Pyramid, it's so slow.
Yeah, but it turns out to have
Yeah, that's
been
true.
still
On
fast
the other
enough.
hand, with Stonehouse, for me, basket is great. It's a very, very good food engine for me.
I mean, you didn't even eat Reed in round 9, so I don't know. I maintained it. It only made sense as a block move.
It was quite a luck that I took 3 sheep round 6 and then 6 food or something like that round 9. So yeah, I somehow I had plenty of food. It was quite surprising for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't even know you had the Peasants Boutique either. Turns
Yeah.
out, but
Well, yeah, obviously, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I just before you came, Gray, I was telling here that in my opinion it was maybe a decisive moment of the game. The dude didn't take that basket.
Yeah. I mean, possibly. Like I said, I don't get a double build if I build BMW, so I don't know how my game plays out.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
but
and double builds are very good in the games where the build queue determines the growth queue directly. So
yeah, that's
Yeah, I mean,
true.
there was also rough stuff like the sequence in round 11 was really brutal, where you played spare fence post to let Mike fence in front of me.
right.
Yeah, I was okay with that.
Because if I wanted defense there and take the animals, which I could have done it first, but then if major minor gets blocked, I starve. So it was just like really awkward.
And
Yeah, it was just unlucky that it was just the perfect timing for Dave to play spares on growth to kind of really loosen the wood situation when he needed the wood himself.
yeah,
Yeah.
the truth is, Gray, that yeah, it was again a bit move against you, because I really hoped that after me playing it, Mike would go for fences.
Yeah.
Because I kind of felt that you are gonna be my biggest opponent in the game, so yeah, of course I needed to play a bit against you.
Mm-hmm.
I love the artisan play though, Gray. I thought Mike would try to take manufacturer to will artisan in his first pack because it was so bad, but it's glad that you got to see you pull it off.
Oh yeah, that felt pretty obvious.
Okay, well, Lumen, do you have anything else that we need to
No,
discuss?
I think that is all I was curious about. I guess on Mike's side, we were hoping that Mike would pull out the birdcage early in the game, but not ending up with a cookery would have probably just destroyed even more of that game plan.
I didn't have a cookery all game.
Right, I'm saying
Yeah,
you would
yeah,
need one in
just
order
like-
to run birdcage.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just starving and didn't think I could afford it. But yeah, definitely needed to find more points somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so thanks to all of our players for an entertaining final. Congrats again to Dave for being the winner of seasons number 3. And yeah, I think that'll wrap it up for us. Derek, any last notes you want to make regarding seasons or anything?
No, just congratulations to all 4 finalists and to Dave for being the champion. And maybe we'll do another season afterward.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, thanks everything.
Thanks a lot to Derek for making this tournament. It's great. Great job. Thank you.
Yep.